I live in a peaceful marina neighborhood, the kind of place where people wave when they pass by and spend their weekends fishing or boating. When I bought my house, one of the biggest selling points was the private dock that came with it. It had its own power outlet, perfect for my boat and weekend hangouts with friends. Life was quiet, simple, until Karen moved in. Karen bought a house a few blocks away, not waterfront, not even with dock access. But within weeks, she had joined the HOA board, and it didn't take long before she started acting like she ran the entire neighborhood. She was the typical clipboard Karen, sunglasses, a forced smile, and a tone that made you feel like you were breaking a law just by existing. Then one evening, I noticed something strange. A long extension cord was plugged into the outlet on my dock. I followed it, only to find a golf cart quietly charging there. At first, I assumed it was a misunderstanding. Maybe someone thought the dock was shared property. But the next night, it was there again, and the night after that. Finally, I caught Karen in the act, casually unplugging her cart. I asked, "Excuse me, what are you doing?" She gave me that classic smirk and said, "Oh, just charging my golf cart. It's no big deal. We all pay HOA fees, so it's basically shared property, right?" I was stunned. I calmly explained, "Actually, no, it's not. This dock is on my property deed. I pay for the electricity, the maintenance, everything. It's private." She rolled her eyes and said, "It's just a little electricity. Don't be so selfish." Then to top it off, she added, "I'm on the HOA board. You might want to be careful with how you speak to me." And just like that, I knew this was going to be a problem. Over the next week, Karen continued using my dock like it was her own. Every night, same golf cart, same cord, same entitlement. So I filed a complaint with the HOA. I even sent video footage from my security camera. Their response? "We've been told the homeowner gave general permission for HOA members to use the outlet." What? Karen had straight up lied to them. And it didn't stop there. She started getting even more bold. She began parking her cart half on my yard. Her dog started pooping on my lawn, and of course, she never cleaned it up. She'd glare at me when I came outside and would whisper to neighbors about how uncooperative I was. It was time to take matters into my own hands. Now, I'm not the kind of guy who likes direct confrontation, but I am pretty handy with tools. So I came up with a plan, completely legal, completely harmless, but enough to make a point. I installed a motion-activated sprinkler system on my dock, but not just any sprinkler. It was connected to a saltwater line I used to rinse off fish. The system was designed to spray a light mist when someone walked onto the dock. Not enough to hurt, but just enough to freak someone out and maybe ruin some electronics. I even put up a sign, "Private dock, saltwater mist in use. Use at your own risk." Then I waited. The very next night, around 9 p.m., I watched from my upstairs window. Karen came sneaking over with her golf cart, dragging the cord behind her like a pro. She plugged it in, stepped onto the dock. Psst! A fine mist of salt water sprayed out, hitting her and the cart. She shrieked, stumbled back, tripped over the cord, and ran off soaking wet. I swear I saw sparks flying from the golf cart's outlet. The next morning, she showed up at my door, dripping with fury. "You assaulted me with your dock setup. I'm calling the police." I calmly said, "I didn't assault anyone. I installed a warning-labeled deterrent system on my private property. And I have video evidence showing you trespassing. You want to go to the police? Please do. I've already filed a report." She stormed off. A few days later, I received a letter from the HOA, but it wasn't directed at me. It was a formal violation notice for Karen, trespassing, unauthorized use of private utilities, misrepresenting HOA policies. Apparently, I wasn't the only neighbor she had been harassing. Enough people had complained that the board finally decided to take action. Karen was removed from the HOA board a week later. She hasn't come near my dock since. Her golf cart? Still dead last I checked. And my dock? Peaceful again. Sometimes all it takes to deal with entitled people is a little creativity, a touch of patience, and in this case, a well-timed saltwater shock.